welcome to this week's mindset video. This week I want to talk to you about a topic that is very important and near and dear to my heart, which is how to seek help, seek advice, get support when you need to get it. Because we all do, no matter how easily and smoothly things are going, no matter how experienced you are in teaching your child, we all run into those times where we feel discouraged, where life seems to get the better of us, where things don't seem to be going quite right, where you might have a lot of different challenges thrown at you. You may feel like throwing in the towel, or you may just simply not know how to overcome a particular hurdle, get a certain learning objective through to your child. No matter what the challenge is, there are always those times where we could use a little bit of additional help or advice, or just somebody to be supportive and be our cheerleader for us. And I do believe that there is maybe not right and wrong ways of going about getting this, but there are certainly better and less helpful ways of going about doing this. So I want to share with you what I've learned that I think is so extremely critical to surrounding yourself with the kind of help that you need. You want to find people who are like-minded to you in what you're trying to achieve, and in your parenting style, and in what you believe about education and how you want to be educating your child. Oftentimes, just as sort of a natural reflex, I think when we're having a bad day, or we have a challenge, we pick up the phone to, maybe our best friend, or our mom, or our sister, or, those are the people that we lean on. And that's normal and natural and great, and there's nothing wrong with that. When it comes to educating our children, though, they're not always, although they could be, they're not always the best ones to go to, because if they don't align with your philosophy and your values and your strategies that you're trying to employ, then what you often are left with, instead of help and support, is a conflict, an internal conflict between maybe the help that they're trying to offer, but it doesn't exactly align with what you're trying to do, or it may run counter to what you feel like you should really be doing in the moment, or it may even potentially come across as critical if you're using methods and practices that are quite different from what they would do. So I do believe that it's very important to be selective about who you turn to in those times. And that can either be somebody that you actually know. You can, I encourage you to find, a tribe if you can. It's wonderful if the people in your community and your friends happen to also be in the same place that you are, teaching their children, using roughly the same methods, same parenting styles. But if you can't find that within your community, then you can often go online and sort of craft your community, either through groups like Facebook groups, or even just by doing research and finding the influencers and the bloggers and the people out there who are using those styles and methods that you believe in and that really speak to you. And then those people often have communities built around them as well. They'll have a Facebook group, or they'll have a newsletter that you can subscribe to, or they'll have a podcast that you can listen to, and use that to help you in those times, in those days. But it is important that you do that research. All of this starts with knowing yourself and knowing what you believe, what you're trying to accomplish, and what you value in terms of the education of your child and the parenting and raising of your child. So you sort of have to do that self-assessment first. I encourage you to do the research on, and whether you adhere to natural parenting, or kind of a Charlotte Mason method of doing lots of nature studies with your child and lots of living books, and you want to go that route, or whether Montessori speaks to you. And if you don't know what all of these things are, that's where I encourage you to really dive into it, do the research, find out what really speaks to you, and then look for other people who align with those same styles. Find your tribe, find the people who, if you have the opportunity to have a mentor, maybe a mom of children who are slightly older, you want, it's the same as if you were to have a mentor in business. You want to look for somebody who has achieved the things that you want to achieve in the way that you want to achieve them. So you want to look for a mom who's been there and done that with children that are a little bit older than you, and who believes the type of things and employs the type of methods that you believe in. So that's my word of caution for this week is, don't just pick up the phone to the person that you normally vent to when you run into these frustrations, because you really want somebody who's going to come alongside you and encourage you, not be critical, but offer you real support and advice. And that's a community that you have to build for yourself, and you have to selectively look for and employ these methods to really create for yourself. Create this little community that you can turn to when you need to, whether they're actual people that you know and can go and have coffee with in your real life, or whether it is an online community, or whether it is simply some resources, some authors, some bloggers, some podcasts that you can turn to when you need that little bit of encouragement, or you run into that wall and you need some advice to overcome it.